a right schedule. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I really don't have one class, and then the rest of the day I can go play golf. And Tuesday, Thursdays, I have one class, and then just school. So I'm 20% come to school. So Monday, 80% golf, 20% school. Monday,
Okay, Kendall.
It really depends on the day. Like Greg said, like my Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays are a little bit easier, so I usually can get about anywhere from 2.5 to 4.5 hours. But Tuesdays and Thursdays are a little bit busier, so mostly kind of an hour and a half to do. But definitely at least an hour and a half. And if you go more, that's great. But even if you can't be able to get out, you at least want to do something every single day, even if it's just like 5 or 10 minutes, or as much as like 4 or 5 hours. Just do something every single day.
McKenna, come up here and answer this question. So, in the midst of playing in a golf tournament, how much and how often do you eat while you're playing?
Typically during a golf event, you should eat every 3 to 6 holes to maintain a certain level of substance in your body so you don't run out of energy output.
We're going to ask McKenna another question. McKenna, how much studying do you do on average per day?
Per day, I spend about 4 to 7 hours in the library.
Wow. Awesome.
That's impressive.
Awesome.
That's impressive. Hey, Kendall. Kendall. We have a Kendall and a Kendall. Kendall, since you started in the first tee back in the day, what can some of these young people do right now in the beginning to get on the path of trying to play college golf to follow your lead, since you're an amazing person?
Okay. For one, I would definitely get yourself a personal swing coach. If you don't already have one, if you don't have a personal, they can hear me. If you don't have a personal swing coach, and like your parents teach you, definitely stay in touch with your parents. Make sure they're keeping you accountable, and also hold yourself accountable, because when you're out on the golf course, obviously your parents won't always be there to say take a 6-iron, take this club. So make sure you're always practicing. And then when it comes to college recruiting, make sure that you're playing in tournaments that actually matter. So there's this tournament for all you girls out there. It's called the Pay Kirk Bells tournament. It's a tour, yes. But there's various tournaments all throughout the East Coast that you can play in, and that gives you college looks. So a lot of colleges will show up to that. If you do want to play college golf, and yeah, that's what you got to do.
Good job. Good stuff.
So if you notice, when you went to Kendall Station, she had one of her swing aides to work with her on her game. How many of you guys, young people, take your swing aids to practice every single day? Your alignment sticks, your impact bags, all of that stuff. All right. Greg, talk to the students about how often you use your practice aids.
For me, golf is different day to day, so I kind of like to use that to get me back on track. So I have like a putter mirror that I use every time I go to the putting green. I have alignment sticks every time I go to the driver range to make sure I'm aligned. So I kind of do this every day to build a routine. So when I get out on the golf course, I don't have no second thoughts. I just play golf.
Hey, Kendall, what are you doing when you're preparing to go play an event? You play next Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So what are you going to do this week to prepare to play next week?
I've actually already started preparing. I start preparing mentally, either by watching motivational videos, reading certain golf books, because just like we prepare physically by chipping, range putting, you have to prepare as well as mentally. You can't just do it on the car ride of or like the day or two before. So that, and then as well as just as much short game as possible, the kinds of shots that I know I'm going to be able to hit. So I know if it's going to be super windy, then I know that week want to work on fighting down the golf ball or practicing those different shots. But yeah, it's just everything I've done now, just capitalizing on that.
We also call up Morgan. She's our math major. So Morgan, talk to the students about how often do you work out, or what type of workouts do you do each week preparing for competition?
We have 2 team workouts a week, Tuesday and Thursday, and I also work out on Fridays. We work out from 6:30 to 7:30 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. 6 a.m., 6:30 a.m. I usually have to wake up about 5:15 because I have to drive 30 minutes to school. And I also work out on Fridays with our trainer, Coach Lopez, and we do different stuff, training our mobility and also our strength so that we're ready for the physical aspect of walking 36 holes and walking 18 holes.
We need to start getting up. You're about to get up at 5 in the morning now.
Now, come on, Richie. She wants me to bring the guy up. She said the girls no more than the guys. All right, Richie. Let's talk to the young. What type of things do you eat while you're playing?
All right, so it's like a wide range of things. So I like personally Cliff Bars. I like the chocolate kind and the peanut butter kind, and I also like some fruit snacks too. And that helps me keep me boosted, through 18 to 36 holes. So.
Okay, Adrian, come over here and talk to the group. Tell them now. Here's something you need to think about. Adrian, first of all, tell these students how many languages you speak.
I speak 7 languages.
You speak 7 languages, so some of y'all need to master English first. Yes, sir, Derek.
I know that's right.
Do you speak what? No, he don't speak Spanish.
Why didn't you say that earlier?
Come on, man. All right, Adrian, tell these folks, so how do you prepare for a tough, rigorous week of school, from balancing your life from your girlfriend to your golf practice to all the other stuff? How do you balance your life, big guy?
All right, so before you start a new week, you need to prioritize more about what you need in the future. So like I myself, if I know you got a tough school, like a tough schedule ahead of me, I will focus on getting my schedule right, so I know I have homeworks coming up, and then also we have team workouts, and then I do also have a golf practice at the end of the day. So you need to prioritize more about what you need to do, and then focus on more on them, because that's all you need in your life right now. I had coach say about the girlfriend stuff, but that comes at the end. But right now we need to focus on the present, on what we need to push our future ahead of us.
All right, so before I get back to Adrian, who can tell me, raise your hand first, where is Adrian from? I just told you.
He told us.
Uganda.
He said Uganda. He gets a Howard ball. Okay. Who can tell me where Greg is from?
The Carolinas.
Wait. No. Who can tell me what Greg? Raise your hand, Greg. This is Greg right here. What'd she say?
Oh, good job.
There you go. All right. So one thing I like about Adrian is that to me, for a lot of you guys, when you go to college, it's going to be a huge sacrifice. So Adrian has made the biggest sacrifice, in my opinion, than anybody on our team. He's come a long way from home. He can't regularly go back home to visit his parents. So everything that he's having to do and acclimate himself, he's having to do. So he took the time, he bought himself a car. He's got a summer job. He just got a great internship last week. He had a great internship last year. He's working hard in school. He's having to balance his personal life and professional life. And he's having to prioritize his sport. So what you guys need to understand, if you choose to go this route like Adrian and the rest of these guys and the rest of these ladies, you're going to have to make some colossal sacrifices in your school life. So the day in the life of a golfer at Howard You start your workouts at 6:30 in the morning. Then a lot of them have class at 8 o'clock. Then you typically have practice when class is over around 3. And then you typically get back to the dorm at dark. You go to dinner. And then you do like McKenna. You study for 4 to 7 hours. You're probably done about 1 in the morning. And then you get up and do it again the next day. No. And at that point, that's typically how this thing works. Are there any questions? Well, no, she's talking about specified major. All majors the same. So, any questions from you guys that we can answer? Any questions from anybody, any family? Oh, I know one of the moms or grandmas asked me a great question earlier. She asked a great question. So, if you guys are seriously thinking about how to get recruited by a college, you should develop a golf resume. And I think it was Kendall said, you guys need to get you a good swing coach, get you somebody that can teach you the game. You need to play in a really good tournament series, whether it's Peggy Kirk Bell, which is a good series for beginning girls, work your way up to AJGA events or some of your state sanctioned events. Get you a golf resume and get you some good golf video footage. And once you have a good swing and a good game, and don't send bad video and bad scores to college coaches. But once you get those numbers good and you get video, then you send that to a coach. And that's another great question. Greg said, what are good scores? So I'll use him as an example. When Greg came out of high school in Tennessee, there were only 3 golfers in the state. He was the 2nd-ranked golfer in the state. I'm being funny. Greg was the 2nd-ranked golfer in the state of Tennessee when he came out of out of high school, which meant at that point he was ranked top 100 in the United States, which is pretty good. Actually, that's not pretty good. That's very good, actually. Yeah. That's very, very good. And the scores he was shooting at that time, he already had a course record in Memphis. He had shot 61, and he had some other really, really good scores in the 60s and 70s. On the women's side, if you can play golf and you can start shooting somewhere right now between 75 and 78, you always want to shoot better, but if you can shoot 75 to 78, 75 to 80, you can get recruited to go play college golf. I mean, that's all. You have to have good grade point average. What grade point average are we looking for at Howard specifically? At least you look for at least 3.5. A student with at least a 3.5 GPA and a really good SAT score. But what's a good SAT score? At least 1,200 to 1,350 would be a good start. That would get you some academic money at Howard. There are schools for you. Everybody can't go to Howard. So there are other schools out there that are offering scholarships and opportunities. So there are places for you to go and you can have great experiences as well. All right, that's a great question. Where the last ball goes to whoever can answer this question. Where is Coach L from? Raise your hand, Coach L. Where's Coach L from? Joel? She is from Bowie, Maryland. Good job. Well, thank you guys. If there are any other questions, you can ask me right now. If not, have a wonderful weekend. We hope to see you guys out again, and we'll be following your progress like hopefully you'll follow ours. Okay? Thank you.
Do we have any questions? Dakota?
Yes, prioritize sleep. Okay, you can
No,
sleep,
that's
but like
cap.
it's after the fact. Like you gotta put in the work. But sleep isn't.
No, she sleeps all the time. That's what I'm talking about. That's not her sleeping is not even normal college stuff. She like to go to bed at 9 o'clock. That's not ideal. Nobody goes to bed at 9 o'clock. All right, sir. Yeah, that's actually a great, perfect place to start playing golf in middle school. Yes, sir. You mean like tournaments? Oh yeah, junior. Yeah, a lot of if you go to you go to Google and stuff and Google like junior golf tournaments or junior golf tours. Promise you can find some junior golf events in your area. You told me you live in Maryland, so there are junior golf tournaments in Maryland. They have some of the one-dayers and some of the local courses. What's it called?
Look up MAPGA, Middle Atlantic PGA, and they have junior tours events.
Yeah, I guess you gotta say
WMGA.
WMGA is Washington Metropolitan Golf Association. So they have tournaments just outside the greater Washington, D.C. area that are for juniors.
That's a really good question, man. Who else has any questions like that?
All right, we all good?
Thank you guys for coming out.
I want to get a cookie.